49ers got a 6-game win streak intact. They just clinched the NFC West. It's on lock. Oh my gosh, it feels so good. It's Victory Monday. What if I told you we got not one, but two players in the MVP race? We're going to break that down right here on the WayneBreezie Show. It's time to get this started, baby. Stick around.
We so bright that we shining. All we know is the Niners. Red and gold at its finest. We so faithful to the Bay. We so bright that we shining. All we know is the Niners. Red and gold at its finest. We so faithful to the Bay. Yeah.
What's going on, faithful? It's your boy WayneBreezie, and we back on another Monday. You know what time it is. It's Victory Monday, and we're going to have some fun on today because the San Francisco 49ers are rolling. They remain with the number one seed in the NFC. Damn, they got like the best record in the NFL. Hey, the Niners are back. They look good. Or do they? Well, look, we'll talk about it. We're going to break down the offense. We're going to break down the defense. We're going to go over the PFF grades because those are out. We'll look at players that we thought played really poorly but were graded highly and vice versa. We're going to have some fun on this show. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Shout out to everybody out there. It's time to show the Breezie's bunch some love. First off, it's the holiday season. So I just want to wish everybody a happy holidays. Oh my gosh, is it 7 days to Christmas? So happy holidays out there to everybody. I wish you and your family the absolute best. Where's my Breezy Bunch crew? Because they in here. My man Nick Nice 21 with the Uno. I see you, baby. Peachy's in here. Hi, everyone. 11 and 3. Thank you for tuning in to the show. Please smash that like button coming in. If you like what you see, please subscribe. And don't forget to join the Breezy Bunch crew. Ooh, hashtag faithful to the Bay. What's going on, Peachy? My man Troy's in the building. Good morning, Breezy Bunch. We the best team in the whole league. You know what, Troy? We the best team in the whole wide world, Craig. Top flight football team in the world, Craig. What's going on? Eddie G and the B-Dogs is out there. What's up, faithful? It's Victory Monday. Yeah, we gonna have some fun. I'm super excited. Boss is in the building. All right, now Brock has MVP on lock. So just stop because the Brock is hot. The Brock is hot. The Brock. You ain't think I knew the chorus, right? You ain't think I knew the Brock is hot. The Brock is hot. Yeah. Don't bother me. That hat is fire too, bro. What's up, faithful and the trolls? The faithful get their own love, and he's even showing love to the trolls that's gonna be trolling in. I bet anybody up here $5 we don't see one Cowboy Timothy fan on this show. I just got this funny feeling we don't see him. And that's just kind of like how I just don't think he's gonna show up. I don't. Big Daddy Niner says, how you like me now? Jack's in the building. Hey, Wayne and Faithful. Hope everyone Monday is going great. We on the road to 14 and 3. Let's go, Niners. I'm proud of you guys. Hey, Jax, let me tell you this. You went from, what was your original? 17 and 0? And then we lost 3 games. You switched it to 14 and 3. I ain't mad at you. I really have this feeling that the 49ers are going to win out. I don't care who comes into town or where they go into town because they're going to take care of business. And I tell you what, I can't wait to break down this Baltimore Ravens matchup on Christmas Sunday. We'll have some fun. My man Terrence is in the building. What's up, Breezy? And the BB fam, Dub City, Nigel in the building. Happy Victory Monday. My man Colin in the building with the hashtag Good Morning Raphael 562 Niners. What's up, Breezy and everyone? Shout out to all the Breezy Bunch crew out there. My man JP Hella Hard 2800 is in the building. It's a bunch of y'all. I'm still scrolling. I'll be here all damn day. Christy Marie, the hashtag Queen in the building. What's going on? Shout out to all the subscribers to the channel as well. I thank y'all so much for tuning in, and I appreciate you. Man, that's it. Join the Breezy Bunch crew, man. Show some holiday cheer. Love you guys. Shout out to my man Fernando and everybody out there. What's going on? All right, let's have some fun. Now, this game for me was it was tough to watch because I had to work, and so I had it on, but I didn't really have it on. It was like on my phone. It didn't really feel confident watching it because I'm trying not to mess up songs and miss notes and things like that. But hey, I did what I had to do. It was on one particular song. I think we scored a touchdown. I can't remember which one it was. I think I jumped like 6 feet in the air. I didn't know I still had the vertical. You know what I mean? But the vertical is still there. We're going to start the show off with a super chat contribution. My man Judd, bang, bang, not a gang. He says, bang, bang, Wayne. You going to the Commanders game New Year's Eve. Man, yo, that's a big work night for me, bro. And so I thought about trying to do it, but my work night starts relatively earlier than what it normally would. If my work night started at like the 10 p.m., I would be there, but I'm not going to be able to get there. So the next time you'll see me at a game, we'll be in the playoffs. I'm about to just book a residency. Speaking of residency, shout out to residency. Make sure you guys go to www.residency.com. All right. Listen, man, they got the cool sale going on there. You can use that promo code SFBreezy. You can save $5 on your next purchase. Shout out to everybody that uses this code because I appreciate you. But do me a favor. When you get your gear, take a picture of it. Tag me in it. I want to see how you rocking the fit. Know what I mean? I'm a fit guy. I like fit. So I want to see how you're rocking the fit. So make sure you do that. Use that promo code SFBreezy and save on your purchase. All right. Listen, Nigel has a dope question. He says, how many subs until 4K? Like 4.5K? 2. We need like 2 more subs. We need 500 more subs to 5K. We on our way to 5K, man. Shout out to everybody out there. That's good. All right. So, again, this game was tough. It was tough. It was tough to watch. Shout out to everybody out there that was holding it down. Those that were at the game, the 49ers Rush Road Trip crew was having a great time. Everybody that was watching the game, they were sending me text messages, keeping me updated. I love y'all. Like, real talk, man. Straight up, appreciate everything that you do. But I was on it. I was trying to be on it as much as I could, but never, ever will I gig on a Sunday. Love you, Timmy, but never, ever will I be able to gig during a 49er football game? Let me make that clear. That's when it is. I can't do it. All right, so let's get down to this victory. Now, look, you look at the score. We got to have a conversation about the score, okay? Because it's Victory Monday, and the 49ers terminated the Arizona Cardinals 45-29. It was 45-22. We're going to do the giveaway on the Nitty Gritty Niners show tonight at 7 p.m. We do have a winner for the score prediction, but it was kind of like 45-22. They scored on I don't want to say garbage touchdown, but that last touchdown, whatever. But they got it. They got some points. They end up putting up 29 points. Here's the funny thing. We finally kicked the field goal. We ain't kicked the field goal in 95 weeks. We ain't kicked the field goal in 6 weeks. This is the first game in a week we kicked the field goal, right? He comes in there, he bangs it out. He get 45 points, okay? Now, listen, all we needed was one more touchdown, though. Dang, this was the Madden simulation score. This was the Madden simulation score. This was the I couldn't figure out what the hell Madden was doing with the score being so high, but it was 59-33. And if the 49ers would have kept their foot on the gas, meaning not take out any of the starters in that fourth quarter, I think they would have got closer to the 59, right? Almost 60. They could have put up 60-plus points, in my opinion, against this Arizona Cardinals. But, they gave up a lot of points, too, and I didn't really like that. Didn't really understand what the hell was going down with the 49ers. But I tell you what we're going to do on this show. We're going to break down the offense, the defense, and the special teams. We're going to go through all of them because, we're going to go through all of them. I thought they all cooked at times, but there's could have been some swings going on in this game where things could have turned a little different, all right? A little different, in my opinion. We got another Super Chat contribution from my man Sean, my brother Sean. What's up, man? You think Lamar all that? So yeah, I do. Like if you asking me, it's to me. I think he's all that. I think he's older. Uh, I don't think he's slowed down a bit, but I think the offense that he's running is a little different than what he's used to doing. But I still think he's all that. We won on D with backups. Mooney playing like a Pro Bowler. Yeah, put anyone back there like Sam. That guy can't pee in a swimming pool standing in the center. Are you talking about Sam Darnold who looked terrible out there? Like, he's just been I don't, he was throwing the ball too hard, rushing a couple of throws, but you know what? He ain't played. Know what I mean? Look, I don't ever really want to see him play. I think I've been saying that, but he threw and there it is. Yo, I thought all the balls was hospitals, man. I thought he was going to General Hospital with Sam Darnold out there. But yeah, man, that like it just didn't look good. Timing was bad. Throws were rushed. Throws were too hard. It was just weird. I mean, Kittle felt like he should have came down probably with one of them joints, but nah, Kittle, man, save yourself for the Super Bowl. You know, you got to get to the Super Bowl. So, unfortunately, you know, he had to come out there due to the Brock Purdy injury. But he came back and lit the team up. And we're going to talk about Brock Purdy, too, the homecoming king. We'll talk about him a little bit as well. But, yeah, I just wanted to put that out there that the scores were almost close, 45-29. And then the simulated score is 59-33. So for those that don't watch the simulation, because y'all, Collie, I ain't going to mention nobody names out there, but y'all be thinking how y'all want to be thinking. I'm just saying, tune in. It's fun. We got to talk about the injury report from the game. I think this is all I got. Khalil Davis, ankle, no return. Brock Purdy had the stinger. He returned. Nick Bosa had an ankle injury. He never really left the game, but I'm putting he returned because he got hit in the back of the ankle because Randy Gregory threw somebody down, and then Paris, oh my gosh, what's the kid, the rookie from Ohio State, rolled into Nick Bosa's the back of his ankle. I'm just like, Jesus, not now. No. It kind of, and then Demo had the rib injury toward the very end of the game and didn't return. But that was it. So we'll see how these injuries fare out throughout the rest of the week. I'm going to go out on a limb on Monday night against the Ravens and say that Javon Hargrave is going to be available. Eric Armstead is going to be available. And that's why Khalil Davis, never mind. But then you're going to see the depth kind of like dwindle out. We'll see how his injury pans out or whatnot. Yes, Christian McCaffrey had the knee flare up as well, kind of early in the game, but dang, did he finish strong. You know what I'm saying? He finished strong in the game. So that's the injury report. Nothing too serious as of now. So we kind of got out of that game with nothing too serious. Let's go to some news as far as accolades and things. Listen, Jake Moody. I don't talk about Jake Moody because, Jake Moody, who is he the leading scorer for the San Francisco 49ers in 2023? I think Jake Moody has 103 points. Correct me if I'm wrong. 53 of them joints from extra points. Let me get Jake Moody's stats. I think he's the leading scorer for the 49ers. I could be wrong. Could be right. Don't really care. But he's an 85% field goal kicker this year. Almost, you might as well round it up to 86%. He's 18 for 21. All right. His long was 57 against the Rams back in the day in LA. All right. Look, Jake Moody is looking good. Now, I put this up there about Jake Moody because, listen, 53 for 53 on extra points. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't missed one. And on top of that, he has the record because the record was currently held by former Patriots kicker Steven Gostkowski, who went 52 for 52. Now, this is ever since they changed the kick to the 15-yard line. Okay, so like that's what this is all about. But listen, Jake Moody, a rookie out here breaking records, man. Get that man his flowers, man. You get that man his flowers. A lot of people want to, we still mad at him because, He blew that game in Cleveland, and we would only have 2 losses. I ain't mad at you for being mad at him. Be mad at him. You should be mad at him. He should be mad at himself. Can't miss that kick. But I will say that he's doing a damn good job right now. Again, an 86% field goal kicker. There's only one kicker. Mike Ng, what's going on, baby? There's only one kicker in the NFL that's perfect this season. And he was perfect before I watched the game last night, but I think he had the only points. And that's the kicker from the Dallas Cowboys. They're undrafted rookie, former soccer player kicker. Is it Aubrey? Whatever. Anyway, he hasn't missed. So he's the only kicker in the NFL right now that hasn't missed a field goal in 2023. And I didn't really see what they did last night, but I know they had 3 points. That's the last time I checked with 3 points. Listen, we got to talk a little bit about Christian McCaffrey because he continues to find ways to break records, and when you look at Christian McCaffrey and what he's doing, he is 5 touchdowns away from breaking the GOAT's record. The GOAT is Jerry Rice. He will always be the GOAT. He is 5 touchdowns away from breaking the GOAT's record, which was set in 1987. Single season touchdown record. It's the franchise history. Jerry Rice has that record at 23. Now, mind you, you got to factor in that Jerry Rice played, one less game than Christian McCaffrey. So if McCaffrey can get 5 more touchdowns before that last game, it'll serve the same weight. You know what I mean? It'll serve the same weight. So listen, Christian McCaffrey is continuously doing Christian McCaffrey things out there on the football field. He is just a professional pro. I don't know what else to call him. Professional pro. And you look at this game, I'm looking at Christian McCaffrey and I'm saying to myself, okay, let's look what he did. 18 carries for 115 yards with a rushing touchdown. And did I talk about his 2 receiving touchdowns? Christian McCaffrey was the only receiver for the 49ers that caught all 5 passes on all 5 targets. 5 for 500% completion percentage for 72 yards. Dang. McCaffrey almost had 200 all-purpose yards in this game by himself. Boy, he be cooking. Look, man, Christian McCaffrey is, he's just a breath of fresh air. What an acquisition. I got a question for you guys out there. I like to do some, a little call and response, right? This wasn't really part of my show, but let me ask you guys this question. Which trade is better? The trade for Christian McCaffrey or the trade for Trent Williams? Put Williams or McCaffrey in the chat. I'll pop some of those up there, whether you're members or not. I want to see what you guys are thinking. I can tell you right now, I feel like they both go hand in hand. Shout out to Robin Big too. Robin Big, you guys know who Robin Big is, okay? You can't pick both. Stop cheating, mosquito killer. Just pick one. You can't pick both. Oh man, nah, we got Williams. Sending those Football Channel Williams. Mosquito Killer says both Williams. All right. My man Peter with CMC. Jack CMC. You got to choose one. 6 million ways to die. Choose one. Yeah, man. Trent was acquired in the trade. Remember the year Joe Staley announced he was going to retire? Before he gave the official retirement, they went and traded for Trent Williams right before the draft. Remember, Nigel? And they were able to get, I think they got Trent Williams for like a 3rd round pick or something like that. I can't remember what the compensation is. I could look it up. But yeah, he was required via trade, bro. Williams all day for my man Antoine. Raphael says both cheater. My man Collie with Trent Williams, McCaffrey, CMC, run CMC. My Adidas walking down to First Street. Man, Raphael with Trent. Oh, it's tough. It's torn. Hey, what was funny was they Trent Williams was doing his press conference, and I'm sure you guys watched it, And he calls in Christian McCaffrey. And so when Christian McCaffrey walks up, they got that little Robin Big kind of like, if you guys watch MTV, Robin Big was like a cool show that used to come on MTV. I think Rob was a skateboarder or extreme game type person, and Big was the security guard. And then they had Meatball, which was the dog. And so they had a little skit going on. I thought it was pretty cool. But they talked about MVP, and we'll talk about some MVP stuff a little bit later. But congratulations to Christian McCaffrey. And then he tied, I forgot to mention that he tied another legend, 49ers legend record, and Roger Craig. He tied two of his records, and so Christian McCaffrey's out there doing his thing with the San Francisco 49ers. So I can understand why a lot of people feel like that was the best trade. I don't even care what you had to give up. I don't think we gave up as much for Trent Williams as we did for Christian McCaffrey, but I don't think it mattered. You get a player that you want. It's going to cost. You ever go to a store and you want what you want, so you just pay the premium. You just be like, I know what I'm going to do with it, so I'm going to get it. That's what the 49ers are doing. They could care less about picks. We already know that. But CMC ties Roger Craig for 2 records. Most consecutive games with 100 scrimmage yards. All right. So Christian McCaffrey is out there cooking week in, week out. And I won't be surprised if Christian McCaffrey, now it may go to, what's the running back from the Buffalo Bills? James Cook. I don't remember how many yards he had on the ground, but I think it was like 149, 179. So he may get the FedEx Ground Player of the Week this week. So we'll see what happens. But if Christian McCaffrey is nominated, he should be nominated. Eddie G and the B-Dogs, what's going on, man? 13 months? Woo, that's a year and a month, bro. NFC West champions, man. You know what time it is. You already know what time it is. NFC West championships back to back. Now listen, the 49ers clinched the division, but they still have a chance, ladies and gents, to go unfreaking defeated. All right? They still have an opportunity to go undefeated, and that's exactly what I'm talking about, right? Because I go 6-0 again. Why not? Why not? Why not go 6-0? Fred Warner talked about that being the standard, too. I thought that was dope. Like, the standard is to win the division by any means necessary. Go 6-0. Every year. I know it's hard, but congratulations to the San Francisco 49ers, the NFC West champions of 2020 freaking 3. Damn, he had 188? God dang, what'd I say, 179? Dang, yeah, man, he getting it. He getting it. Oh, James Cook getting that award this week. Sorry, CMC. You ain't cooking. You know what, CMC? They took you out. That's what happened. They took you out. Uncle Scott in the building. He says, what's up, Breezy? Best team since 1994. Let's talk about that. That 94 year was special for me. That was the last year I watched our team win a Super Bowl. And when you look at that team, you look at the 94 team, I feel like they purchased a lot of those free agents. They had a lot of acquisitions on that team that they brought in. Deion Sanders, Toy Cook, Gary Plummer. Mainly on the defense. The offense was pretty set. They had to kind of like structure and build that defense in 1994. They still had some key pieces like the Haley and Bryant Young and Stubber, for those guys on the line. Like, they still have some key pieces, but they had to build that defense. They had to build that secondary. Tim McDonald, strong safety. They had to build this team is a little different. Like, there's more homegrown talent, meaning that more players that they drafted on this team. But the pizzazz, I know what you're trying to say, Uncle Scott, because the feeling of this team feels like that team, but this team feels a tad bit more dangerous. And I ain't no way I'm comparing Brock Purdy to a Steve Young, but the feeling that I get from Brock Purdy when he goes out there on that football field, I feel how I used to feel when Steve Young and Joe Montana played. So I'll leave it at that. Like, that's I don't be worried. The only thing that worries me is when Purdy hits the ground and I'm like, get up. Get up. That's it. It's the only thing that worries me. Other than that, I think you're right, Uncle Scott. That's tough. Rob and Big, man, check them out. YouTube them. They were, like I said, Rob was the skateboarder, and then Big was his bodyguard. And it was a reality show that used to come on TV. It used to be funny, man. It was a funny show. But when you look at Christian McCaffrey and Trent Williams, that's the vibe that they had going on. Big dude, little dude, bam, 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 Robin Big. Yeah, so that's what it is. But look, all I'm saying is the 49ers are doing their due diligence, and as long as they continue to take things one stride at a time. Matter of fact, Brock Purdy was asked about celebrating and things like that. And I actually have a clip, so I want to kind of play that clip for everybody out there. I thought that was pretty cool. Brock Purdy talked about, what it's like trying to enjoy the moment. Makes sense, don't it? Let's go ahead and remove that. Let's get this clip up here and listen to that real quick. Here's Brock Purdy on celebrating.
Has a big picture in mind, but how do you go about the mindset of just celebrating these milestones along with the NFC West crown?
Yeah, it's easy, to get caught up on, all right, we have to do this, the big goal, the big picture, and we should always have that in mind. But, man, I think all of us, we don't want to just get to the end and miss out on the whole process. We're still trying to enjoy the season, the games, the little moments. I think guys here have played long enough, and they understand, how to do that. And then obviously lock in. We're on the team that we're supposed to be playing next, so enjoying the little moments and things like that. But, obviously it's the next game up, and we got to win.
This is cheesy.
Next game up, gotta win. Like taking it one game at a time. That's kind of like their mantra. But they you can tell that they're enjoying themselves. They got their hats, they got their t-shirts. They're having a good time. But Dre Greenlaw had the greatest interview of all time. I don't have the clip on me, but when I tell you his interview was dope, they asked him about the shirt, and he was like something about, man, I don't know if he said this, but it was kind of like, this shirt, I want a Super Bowl shirt. Like, that's kind of what I got from Dre Greenlaw. That's my interpretation. If he didn't say that, I'm saying he said that because that's how I took his interview. So look, this team, you can tell, Uncle Scott said it. It reminds him of that 94 team. This team feels so much more like just in sync and like they got this crazy vibe to them. Like I can't even figure out like what that vibe is. Like it's a crazy vibe to this team. So yeah, man, definitely good feeling. We just got to figure out how to continue to stay healthy, continue to show up every game. Like everybody's got to continue to show up. Speaking of showing up, let's talk about some of the stuff in this game. All right, so let's have some fun. Let's get through the before we break down the offense, let's go through some grades real quick. All right, so PFF got their grades out there, offensive and defensive grades, back-to-back weeks. Okay, number one is John Feliciano. Listen, I gotta have this. We gotta have this conversation. I'm saying to myself, wait a minute, Spencer Burford can't get right, can't get healthy. I'm almost at the point. If John Feliciano continues to play well, I didn't watch film yet. I just watched the game, so I don't want anybody. Once I watch the film, I can tell you what it. But look, yeah. So, I don't know. Look, Spence, cool. I don't know if they'll ease him back in. If Feliciano continues to stride upwards, it's crazy. But he's having back-to-back weeks with a 90+ grade, which means he's doing dang well. And since we're talking about him, I can go ahead and I could talk about the pressures, the pass blocking. That's what it comes down to. And so when I look up and I say to myself, well, how many pressures? The 49ers gave up a total of 9 pressures. The PFF only accounted. I thought Purdy was sacked twice. They only got 1 sack on Brock Purdy, and who gave that up? Let's see. That went to Aaron Banks, but he was pressured. Jake Brendel gave up 4 pressures. 4 pressures. McKivitz gave up 2 pressures. Banks 3 pressures, and no pressures from Jalen Moore played at the end of the game. No pressures from Trent Williams. No pressures from John Feliciano. If you look at that list, was there 3 offensive linemen in on the offensive top grades? 3 offensive linemen: Trent Williams, Colt McKivitz, and John Feliciano. And then here comes Deebo Samuel to cap it off. And Brock Purdy's in there as well. So congratulations to the offense on their grades. And you watch them, so you kind of can, you kind of be like, yeah, it kind of looked that way. But people are probably like, well, where's CMC and things like that. He's in the top 10 for sure. All right, let's get to the defensive grades because there's a player out there named Moody who said that once he get his hands on these passes, and start intercepting these passes, he gonna take off, and that's exactly what Charvarius Mooney Ward did. With a 90.8 grade. Fred Warner, the captain, 85.5 grade. Nick Bosa, 84.8. Tiamador Lenore, 84.0. Isaiah Oliver, 77.1 grade. Are there any of these grades, any of the grades that kind of make you go, huh? Any other grades from the defensive side? Any of the grades from the defensive side that makes you stand out and be like, huh? I'm just curious to know. Sean, did I get your second super chat contribution? Here we go. Boom, 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 boom. Here we go. All right, Sean Shepard in the building. The move that put the Cowboys over us when we traded Haley to the Cowboys. Facts. That was 95, right? He didn't do that, did he? He had been. Dang. Haley was different. They was different. Good golly, oh Molly. Thank you, Sean, for the super chat contribution. They was different. What was Jair Brown's grade? All right, I like that. Let's get Jair Brown's grade up here for you. Jair Brown was 9th on the list with a 59.6. 59.6. He did finish the game with 6 tackles, 2 stops in the backfield. He was targeted 1, but he gave up that 1 reception. So getting 100% like on your targets grades you kind of low. And then he didn't have any missed tackles. All right, he didn't have any missed tackles. I tell you what, let's go through this game. Let's go through the offense and then defense and then the special teams. Let's break everything down, all right? And just for the record, Christian McCaffrey is not nominated this week, and neither is Brock Purdy for the FedEx Awards, okay? They're not nominated. It's Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff, Joe Flacco for the air, James Cook, Kyron Williams, and Ty Chandler on the ground, all right? So no CMC this week. That's okay. It's okay. He got like 4 of them things, all right? So it's all good. All right, so offense. Going through the offense, and I'm saying to myself, man, the offense looked pretty daggone good out there, right? Looked like they were moving the ball. A couple of drives where they had to they had to punt the ball. What was dope? Guys, I got to I need a haircut. Guys, the 49ers had 1 penalty in this game that was accounted for 5 yards, y'all. They only had 1 penalty. Just 1. Man. Because when I write my keys, man, I be like, yo, y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta be more disciplined, dog. Like, y'all gotta chill. They had 1 penalty. They had another one, but it was an offsides. They had 2 offsides penalties. I don't think they had any offensively. Now that I think about it, the offense didn't get none. But the defense had a couple of offsides. One, which is one that counted, and the other one didn't count because they ended up getting the first down. Guys, I say guys in universal language. That's good, man. Let's go. Some progress. That's progress for that tail right there. That's some progress right there. All right, look, offensively, Niners had over 400 yards of offense in this game. Here's the kicker, okay? They only possessed the ball for 25 minutes and 49 seconds. 25 minutes and 49 seconds. Somebody get their calculators out and do the math, because Arizona, if you just subtract that junk from 60, Arizona had the ball for 34 minutes and 11 seconds. The Niners did not have the ball a lot. They only had 54 offensive plays to Arizona's 72 offensive plays. The Niners had 30 less offensive yards, 406 to 436, with almost 9 minutes of wow. Dang. They had the ball 9 minutes less. It's kind of the math I'm going to get because that's what I feel like rounding it off to. They had 1 penalty for 5 yards. Arizona had 4 for 28. The Niners scored what? They scored what? 6 touchdowns to Arizona's 3. They had a field goal. Arizona had 3 field goals in this game. And here's another dope we got to give a round of applause to, which the Niners typically don't do. And on offense, they don't turn the ball over. They don't turn that ball over, okay? They don't turn the ball over. What if I told y'all in this game, because we're going to get to the defense, and I know everybody wants to talk about the defense. Brock Purdy, 18 for 28, 64.3%, 262 yards. He was averaging 9.4 yards per attempt, 14.6 yards per completion. Another 4-touchdown game for Brock Purdy. And on top of that, 134.2 passer rating. You look at the 49ers offensively, 26 carries on the ground, 144 yards. They average 5.5 yards per carry with a touchdown. This team had 24 total first downs. 12 of them were passing, 9 of them were rushing, and they got 3 first downs off of penalties. Okay, and here is something that I got to give another round of applause. I know it's not super duper high, but on third down, they completed 57% of their completions, 4 for 7. We'll take it. Okay, we'll take it. That round of applause needs to go because the 49ers went 4 for 4 in the red zone. When I tell you the offense was baking, cooking, frying, whipping, tripping, clipping, they was out there making it do, baby. Dang. The offense was in sync. The offense was in sync. Christian McCaffrey, 2 receiving touchdowns. Deebo Samuel with the receiving, rushing. Christian McCaffrey with the rushing. Like, they were out there doing their thing. The offense came, showed up, and they conquered on the road, to, this homecoming game. Brock Purdy returns home to Arizona to play. Haven't been there since his COVID year. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But I thought the offense was cooking. And if there was anything I would say to fix on the offense, I don't know. Receivers missing blocks. Maybe block better from the wide receiver position. I don't know. But they were pretty much daggone cooking. Let's get to the defense. Now, a lot of people, we're going to trash the defense. We got to talk about the defense. The defense had 16 missed tackles. 16 missed tackles. That's not good. That's not good. I was sitting there saying to myself, how many times they going to miss these guys? Now, look, this is when you know that your team is when Kyle Shanahan kind of like doesn't let that I'm sure you're going to get him in practice. Listen to what Kyle Shanahan had to say about the defense in week 15.
I thought, just looking at it live, thought we missed way too many tackles today, which, and give them credit. They got a bunch of guys that are hard to tackle. Obviously their quarterback is as tough as it gets, but they're skill players. They all can run. They're fast. They're back. They got a bunch of guys who create that stuff, but it was disappointing on the missed tackles. Always when you add in the running element of a quarterback, that gets some too. But we definitely didn't play the run good enough today. Which I think was pretty obvious, but we came here with one thing on our mind, and that was to get a win, and that's what we got done, and now we got to make sure to clean that stuff up.
So Kyle Shanahan was clearly perturbed about the missed tackles. He's seen it, I seen it, you've seen it, we all seen it, and when you get to the end and you wait for the stats to come out, because you saw 30 on one play, the last touchdown to the rookie Amari, Fred missed the tackle and the dude just was gone. It was just dang, Look, I want people to relax. Okay? I want people to relax. I know that's a lot to ask for, but please just relax for your boy Breezy. Let me just remind you that Javon Hargrave and Eric Armstead weren't playing, and I told you that there was going to be a drop-off and stopping the run. And here you get Fred Warner, Mr. Overcompensation, coming in, just trying to do too much. And that is why he led the team in missed tackles with 3. Actually, Fred Warner and T.Y. McGill tied for 3 missed tackles apiece. I want people to understand that that's what really happened. Like I wouldn't, and they didn't play, and then the week before, there's no Armstead out there, and so when you got these guys, it's just different. Like, so just relax, and then we can really attest to this next week. Now we've been missing quarterbacks all season, so that ain't going. I don't know if that's going to change. We get our paws on quarterbacks, and we just can't get them down to the ground. So good luck with Lamar Jackson. But my point is, I don't care about that. It was Kyler Murray's runs. They had a few. They had about 5 to 6 explosive plays. Actually, let me see if I have them in my phone. They had several explosive plays. Okay, and I was just like, dang. But some of them were in the air. But a lot of the runs were to Kyler Murray. 12 yards, 15 yards, 19. Like, a lot of them were to Kyler Murray. So the Niners got to do better. They got to get back to the fundamentals. Fred Warner talked about fundamentals, said it doesn't matter if we score on defense or do this or whatever. We got to get back to the fundamentals of tackling. I thought that was spot on from the captain. But, yeah, they got to tackle. That I don't know what's going on. 14, 16, that number can't go up. One game this season, it went down, and then it was a wrap. You know, it was a wrap. Mickey says Raven running backs are no joke. Nah, they really not anybody. Last time I checked, they nobodies. They just lost their speed. Keaton Milch is going to be out for the season. Gus Edwards ain't nobody, and then neither is the other dude. They just nobodies. The key is Lamar Jackson. He the only key in that game. That's it. I ain't worried about none of them other running backs from the Baltimore Ravens, but we'll have some fun with that, Mickey. Thank you for bringing that up. But Mitchell he is injured. You know what I'm saying? Listen, defensively, they couldn't do 2 things. Not 1, but 2 things. They failed. Stopping the run, number 1, which 200, guys, this is a lot, okay? This is a lot. This is a lot. That's too much. The 49ers were like the number 1 run defense in the NFL. They're now the number 3 run defense. They gave up 234 yards on the ground. I told y'all that they were going to use the whole kitchen sink to run. Nobody listen. Y'all don't be reading. Can y'all read? Y'all don't be reading. I said they're going to use him, her, that. They're going to use them all. Everybody gonna run. You get a run, you get a run, you get a run, and run. They mixed it with speed from the wide receiver position. Michael Carter even had a big damn run. It was explosive runs after explosive runs. Not only that, we can't stop the mother blood tight end possession. I don't know what it is. It's a tight end. It's a tight end. Stop him. I told y'all Trey McBride was going to cook if we don't do something to him. That man had 10 catches off 11 targets for 110 yards. Y'all can't tell me nothing. It's something about these tight ends that the 49ers just let sleep. And I thought at one point we used to be the tight end killer. You know when we covered tight ends well? Ooh. You know when when Jaquaski Tart was here. That's the last time I felt like we were able to lock down on tight ends. Nah, it was Tart. It was Tart. I promise you it was Tart. Jimmy Ward was great at tackling him, but it was Jaquaski Tart. Y'all ain't gonna give him no credit. That's cool. I'll give him the credit. He can't catch, but he can stop a tight end. He can't. That's okay. It's okay. He can't catch. Sonia says, we took out our starters, defense, 4 quarter. We did. We sure enough did. And I expect when the starters to come out for the other teams to score. I'm okay with garbage time points from the other teams. It does hurt your team's overall defense. But at the end of the day, the defense was struggling all game long with explosive plays. Now, here's the thing. They gave up 29 points. Let's just say they gave up 22 points, which is about 7 points over their average at 15.6. Okay, that's a touchdown more. Not feeling that either. So either way, you take the starters out, not feeling that. But yo, the defense still was doing lights out stuff. Like, yo, they forced five fumbles. I mean, unfortunately, they couldn't recover not one of them. But they made the Cardinals fumble the ball not one, but 5 times. 5 times. And then let's talk about the interceptions. The Niners are number 1 in interception. You know what? Let me stop guessing because I think I know. And let me just look it up because God gave me the gift to look stuff up. So, first of all, the San Francisco 49ers, oh my gosh, are number 1 in takeovers, period. They're tied with the Jacksonville Jaguars with 25 total takeaways. That's fumbles and interceptions. All right. Now, I like interceptions. I just like the interceptions. It's a dope number. Okay. The Niners are number 1 right above the Chicago Bears. Okay. 19 over 18 any day. Mooney had 2 in this game with a pick 6. That those 6 points helped the 49ers out big time, but they still do got to get back to the fundamentals of football. Listen, you're playing the Ravens. I don't think the Ravens are as kind of like as slippery, in my opinion, as the Arizona Cardinals. I think Lamar Jackson, he might be faster, but he's bigger, and so he's a bigger target. Whereas you play Kyler Murray, man. He's just a little guy. He's out there. He's just doing little guy stuff, man. It's hard to get him. A little guy with a big arm. I would say that about Kyler Murray. But listen, I wanted to say something else about the offense. And remember on the show, I kept saying I still don't think the offense is clicking yet. Like it's still like they're clicking, but they still have so much potential. I knew I wasn't the only one seeing that. I thought it was me and people like would just look at me like I'm crazy, but nah, like I feel like this offense could go out and put up 70 points every game if they just showed up, and I was kind of right.
The ceiling is, who knows where the ceiling is, but, as long as we can come in here and take it one game at a time. I mean, we got so many playmakers. The offense should move the ball. We shouldn't be surprised by that. But, I still think we got some ways to go before we can say we've arrived. But I do think the weapons we have, obviously, my guy to my right, obviously George, Brock, Debo, Ayuk, Juice. I mean, the list goes on. So the offense should move the ball, but I think we still have a step that we can go. We still can get better.
I love it. They just put up 45 points and said we still can get better. Like that ain't even trash talk. You put up you were the best unit on the football field in this game, hands down. And they still felt like they haven't arrived. That's what Trent Williams said. That's the same thing as me saying, I don't think it's all there yet. Excuse me. Because it isn't. They still missing plays. Look, we love Brock. Let's talk about Brock. Brock is the man, right? We love us some Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is the man. He still missed a couple of big throws in this game. Can you imagine if he hits that Brandon Ayuk throw? I don't know if it was Brock's fault, Brandon Ayuk fault. It doesn't matter. It was missed. At the end of the day, you get that, man. That's another walk-in touchdown. Then you get the Madden. It's just like right there for you. And so, look, Brock, this is not a down, about the homecoming king. But listen, man, Brock went out there. Look, these stats, I'm cool with these stats. What is he, 400-something yards away from breaking Jeff Garcia's record, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? All right, here we go. 242 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 turnovers, guys. 0. Had a couple of balls that should have been picked, but they dropped them. 0 turnovers, and, he 64.3% completion percentage, but hey, it is what it is, Like they, Brock is going to be just fine. And I thought he played well. 4 TDs. They went 4 for 4 in the red zone, y'all. I could have swore I was on a show and we talked about like this would be a game where the Niners would work on their red zone offense. And that's exactly what they did. They got in the red zone 4 times. They scored 4 times. And that's what the 49ers need to do. Now, that throw to Christian McCaffrey under the pressure that he was under was freaking magnifique. I was just like, oh, snap, please don't overthrow him. Please don't overthrow him. Please don't overthrow him, which he kind of overthrew under. I don't know what it was, but all I know is Christian McCaffrey made the adjustment, was able to get the catch. There was nobody there. He got up, he walked into the end zone. And so look, Brock Purdy is out there seeing the field, and I knew he was seeing the field. Like, he just sees everything. He does not like to miss. That's the difference between Brock Purdy and any other quarterback that we've had under the Kyle Shanahan regime. And I realized that you are the man again when your head coach comes out and they asked about which of Brock Purdy's traits, which of his traits, okay? Which of his traits, stand out? And I'm like, oh man, yeah, like, that's dope. That's dope. And then they asked him about, and it was about his ability to be able to see the field. And I just think that that's so spot on, like, because Brock sees everything laid out in front of him. And that's why, 7 interceptions on the year. Okay, he's going to make a few mistakes. Okay, cool. Everybody's going to make some mistakes. But it's how he overcomes those mistakes, that adversity, goes out there and recorrects himself. I think Brock Purdy's return to home was pretty dang good. Like, what the hell did he do when he played and at Iowa, when he returned there and played a game? I think Brock did his thing. I think he did. I think he hit his targets. He had a dope throw to Juwan Jennings, a nice throw to Kyle Juszczyk. He was spreading that ball around. Okay, he was spreading the ball around. I mean, Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk weren't the big, playmakers in this game. If you go from a receiving standpoint, Christian McCaffrey led in receiving yards, but Deebo Samuel was targeted 7 times, 4 receptions for 48 yards, 12 yards per reception. George Kittle, 4 targets, 2 receptions, 54 yards, average 13.5. Ayuk, 5 targets, 3 receptions, for 37 yards, average 12.3. All right, Kyle Juszczyk went 2 for 2, 26 yards, average 13 yards. Juwan Jennings, 2 for 2, 25, and he went 12.5 yards. And then Ronnie Bell was targeted, but he couldn't get his feet in bounds. Ball was kind of thrown out of bounds anyway, but he couldn't get his feet down to get his feet in bounds, to make that happen. So, like, Brock Purdy just continues to go out there and cook. And this is how we're going to end the show on today. All right? Because, look, there's going to be, Brock Purdy, the MVP race is heating up, is getting down to the kit and caboodle of the end of the season. You got Purdy, you got CMC, you got they're asking these guys the questions, and it's so fun to listen to. Kyle Shanahan was asked the question. I hope I got the right clip too, because I'm going to play it in a second. But listen, Purdy said that the award needs to go to CMC. CMC said that the award needs to go to Trent. Trent said, don't ask me. But Kyle Shanahan had 0 problems answering the question, and I thought what Kyle Shanahan had to say about Brock, and I hope this is the right clip, was pretty much spot on. So let's just check it out.
Your thoughts on those 2 elite players and how you differentiate?
I don't have to differentiate, thank goodness. But I mean, there's been around a couple MVPs probably in my career, and these 2 are that's the most obvious thing to me. I mean, obviously I might be biased being on their team, but I don't think so. Just got to, like I said last week, all you got to do is look at numbers, or you got to look at the film. And whichever one you say is more important to you, I think it's extremely obvious. And if they're both important to you, then it should make it even that much stronger. But those guys are playing pretty good.
So let me ask you guys this question out there. Let's have some fun with the chat. Before we got the poll question, we'll get to that toward the end of the show. But MVP, all right. Now I'm gonna add to the stage. Here we go. Right now, Brock Purdy is in the lead, and look at it. Now I don't understand none of this, but yeah, whatever. Negative 190. I think I'm gonna rock with it. All right. So right now, Brock Purdy is the clear leader of the 2023 MVP award. You got Lamar Jackson, that's in second. You got Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, and good old Christian McCaffrey right there behind him. Good old Christian McCaffrey right there behind him. Now, let's look at what they have been doing, okay? Let's look at what they have been doing the past 6 weeks. The Niners are on a 6-game win streak, my peoples. Good golly o'Malley. 17 TDs, 2 interceptions, 1,762 yards, 7 TDs, 640 rushing yards, 217 yards over the last 6 games. The Niners, these players, they're cooking. All right, now if you guys had to pick one, and you had to pick between these guys, okay? If you had to pick one, inside the chat, who would be the MVP? Not the Niners MVP, but the MVP of the league. Would it be Brock Purdy? Would it be Christian McCaffrey? Did you just call Brock Purdy Kirk 3.0? No, don't do it. My man Peter says Purdy for sure. Wow, that's yo. And listen. First of all, this is a quarterback award. What you know about Lou Richard? This is a quarterback award. Okay. Now, the last time a running back won this award was 2012. Adrian Peterson, and he rushed for over 2,000 yards. He rushed for over 2,000 yards. Christian McCaffrey is on pace for 2,000 all-purpose yards, but he's well over 1,000 rushing yards. Well over that, like well over it. We got MVP Purdy. Yes, I like it. My man says we got Brock from Felicia. Purdy, wow, no CMCs. He says CMC can have Offensive Player of the Year. Now, see, that's where it's going to get down to him, Tyreek Hill, some of the other guys that's been having really, really good years. And that's usually Jedi where that award does go to. PG with the Purdy. I like that. Brock's makes it rock from my man Chris Barber. My man Terrence has got to Brock. This Ferrari won't run without the Brock. I'm with you. Miss Cynthia says she's driving. All right. So, Miss Cynthia, Brock or Purdy? Just speak it if you can. I'm Brock or Purdy. Brock or CMC. Speak it if you can. Cook Sports, I tell you, I almost put out the tweet that this is exactly how I feel, but I didn't want anybody to start that jinx crap and then, so I just didn't put it out. But this is exactly how I feel about the San Francisco 49ers. I don't care what seed they get. There's not a team in this league that wants to see the San Francisco 49ers. Doesn't matter if they're at home or on the road. They do not want to see San Francisco 49ers. MVP is Mitch Wishnowsky. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. My man Nigel, one gets MVP, other gets Offensive Player of the Year, and they both get Lombardis. That's what I had to add that in there. You know what I'm saying, fam? I just thought I'd add that in there, whatever it is. But nah, seriously, look, I think that the Niners are doing their thing. They just got to continue to take it one game at a time. I know Brock Purdy talked about celebrating and things like that, but listen, the Niners need to keep their eyes on the prize. There's only one thing to celebrate, and that is on the float with their boy Breezy, celebrating, hoisting that Lombardi trophy, okay? That's the only thing. That's it. It's the only thing that should matter. Look, the Niners are doing what they need to do. They took care. They got the playoff berth, okay? They got the #1 seed. They just clinched the division, and now all they got to do is pace themselves and win out. The playoffs will have to go through Levi Stadium in the NFC. Then we off to Vegas, y'all. Then we off to Vegas. All right, here's the poll question. Who, all right, was the player of the game? Not an offensive player, not a defensive player, but who was the player of the game, all right, for you guys? And dang, what happened? 56% of the faithful with 173 votes. Where's my drum roll? Drum roll, please. Brock Purdy. Wow. That's what's up. Brock returns home. He gets player of the game. 4 touchdowns. I mean, what more can you ask for? And it's not just that it was 4 touchdowns. Like, Brock is cooking. The 49ers offense was able to score all 4 times in the red zone. A couple of them were for Brock. A couple of them were runs. Brock had a couple of passes. Look, the team is just cooking. All right, the team is just cooking. You guys keep cooking out there as well. I tell you what, this is the lineup for the remainder of your Monday. So if you love this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're not already subscribed, feel free to hit that like button too. If you're new, if you're just watching, tuning in, hit that like button. And if you really love what you see, you want to support the channel, go ahead and become a member of the Breezy Bunch crew. Got 3 different tiers, and they all are affordable. All right, and they come with cool perks like seeing videos early before they get out and stuff like that, and some other things. All right, so check that out. Now, I'll tell you what, today at 2:30 p.m. on the Bleacher Report app. It won't be on this channel. It'll be on the Bleacher Report app. All right, I'll be doing a show called The Franchise. I'll be talking a little bit more in depth about Brock Purdy over there, so make sure you check that out. All right, I love to interact with the chat, so I can please be there. Also, at 4 p.m., Mike and I will be back. No harm, no foul. We're going to overreact to the game. I'm probably going to go crazy because I thought the defense was giving me ulcers, okay, because they couldn't tackle. So make sure you tune into that. We'll have some fun with that. And then at 7 p.m., we're going to talk about the San Francisco 49ers and how they clinched the division and how they can clinch that #1 seed in the playoffs with the Nitty Gritty Niners Talk crew. So listen, we got a bunch of stuff right here on this channel. Make sure you guys stick around. Shout out to everybody out there. One more again. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, man. It's all love out there, man. Listen, stay faithful to the Bay, baby. We out. Peace.
I be sipping gold bar, whiskey on the rocks, and a 24-karat gold on a watch. My 7-1 Chevy be tipping non-stop, sounding like Trent Williams on the block. So you know we can't stop, we be banging through your speakers. WayneBreezie on the field or in the bleachers. You can tune into my show and I'm a teacher. WayneBreezie, the 4-9 preacher.